Chicken pesto gnocchi, yum. Hi, I'm Dan, I'm Dad in the kitchen, and today I'm going to show you how I make gnocchi. Potatoey pillows of goodness. The recipe has few ingredients, 500 grams of mashed potato. Here I've got boiled potato that's been put through a ricer, 2 cups of flour, and 1 large egg. Starting off with the potato, just make sure that it's room temperature. Don't want to try and stir it into cold potato. It's just a little bit, makes it a little bit more difficult. Not impossible, but don't create extra work for yourself. Apologize for the length of this video, but I'm showing you this in real time because this happens quickly. And the only thing that I've cut out is dead air, where I've had to move lights, answer the phone, answer the door, and so what you're seeing is real time. So I'm not going to give this an absolute fondant to get the egg through. I'm just, rough mix is all that's required. You're about to need all this. Then I'm just going to put enough flour into the bowl just to coat the potato. So when I turn it out onto the bench top, it doesn't stick like glue. Put a goodly amount of flour on the bench underneath where you tend to tip it out. And then you may as well get everything out because gnocchis are wonderful things. Let's not waste our ingredients. Things are getting expensive. So now what you want to do is fold this over and then push it down upon itself in a kneading motion. And I know that the mixture looks dry and broken, but it's not. It's just that the flour hasn't been worked into the wet egg potato mixture. So you've just got to continue to fold and knead, and then I know it's starting to look dry, but it's not. You have a look at my hands. I've got a whole lot of stuff stuck to my hands. But don't go too get too cavalier spreading flour like pixie dust, or you'll end up with really dry and tough gnocchis, and you don't want that because they get a rubbery texture and it's unpleasant. So just keep folding and kneading, just enough to bring it together, and you want a nice consistent dough that looks like regular pasta dough, but it's going to feel so light in comparison to regular pasta dough. And that's just all the starches in the potato being activated with the flour. Much less dense, and that's why the gnocchis are so light and airy. And as you can see, this dough is not fighting me at all, and I'm quite comfortable to go ahead and work with this. But if it was a little bit dry, if you felt it was a little bit dry and you didn't want to put moisture to it, just wrap it in cling wrap and put it in the fridge for about an hour and let the flours moisten properly. But I'm happy enough to go with this. So I divide this into 6. If you want to divide it to 3, 4, whatever works for you, you do the number that's right for you. And then we're going to roll this out now into little logs and then cut them into pillows. There's no right or wrong as to how thick you roll the log. It's up to you and how big you want your pieces of gnocchi. I go for about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, which is about the size of the diameter of my little finger. And then if it snaps like that, just make 2 little mini logs. Don't do what I do and give in to my tendencies and have to form it back up. But as you can see, it's a really, really forgiving and easy dough to work with. And boom, like that, it came back together. So it's quite a workable dough. Just don't overwork it. That's the thing. Light is not overworked. And then you cut the log into pillows And again, it's about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch long. I like to use an offset palette knife because it's got a nice thin blade. So many people call me out. I just find that the bench scraper doesn't cut as cleanly, and I don't have a knife in the drawer that I like to use that do as good a job. And from here, you could separate these pieces and just cook them as so, and it's perfectly fine. But I was fortunate, I was gifted a gnocchi board some years back. So I like to roll my gnocchis down the board, and it rolls it over and puts little lines on the outside, which attracts and holds sauce. Nice cavity inside there. And then, but like I said, you don't have to. The plain pillows are perfectly fine. And if you don't have a gnocchi board, don't go out and buy one. Just use the tines of a fork. We'll do the same thing. So just continue doing this while you make them all. And just pay note that these look nothing like you get out of a packet. They're not all the same size, not all the same shape, and they don't all have uniform matching ridges. That's because we're people and not machines. So embrace the individualness of your gnocchis. And from there, because I'm going to use these fresh, I'm just placing them on a baking sheet until I've got them all rolled and ready to use. But from here, if you put the whole baking sheet into the freezer and then bag them up, these are good to sit in the freezer for about 3 to 6 months, and they just use them frozen into your sauce. They cook up beautifully, and you can make something that looks really delicious like this. And that's what I'm going to show you in the next video, chicken pesto gnocchi. Thanks for watching. I hope you give making gnocchis a go, and I'll catch up with you next time. Miss me. Bye.